Saturday night, the front yard of my mom's house in Raleigh was illuminated with lights for my brother's birthday party. I'm Nicole Perry, 32, a freelance designer who has built a stable life in Raleigh, North Carolina. I spent hours preparing the outdoor table for my brother's celebration, stringing up lights, arranging the food, and handling all the details. He arrived late with his friend, acting as if he owned the place and didn't bother to help. My mom smiled at him, overlooking my efforts. At the table, surrounded by family and friends, he slid an apron toward me with a smirk. "Play the maid," he taunted. "You're not fit to sit with us." Laughter followed. My mom, aunt, and his friend all joined in. Their laughter stung like a slap. I stared at him, my voice calm. "Got it," I replied. "And the cash flow you've been leeching off me?" "That's over too." I walked away, leaving their stunned silence behind me. What happened next changed everything. Trust me, you'll want to hear how it unfolded. If you've ever faced disrespect from your own family, hit that subscribe button and stick around for a story of standing up and fighting back. I drove back to my apartment in downtown Raleigh, my mind racing with old memories as the city lights blurred past my windshield. Fragments of my childhood rushed back, sharp, relentless, and vivid. Growing up in our family home on the outskirts of Raleigh, North Carolina, I was always the older sister, expected to stay in the background. My brother Logan, 4 years younger, was the golden child from the moment he was born. Mom, Betty, and Dad, William, saw Logan as their hope to carry on the family legacy. Dad ran a successful construction firm, and they dreamed of Logan taking it over one day, transforming it into an empire. I, Nicole Perry, was simply the beautiful daughter raised to support that vision, no matter the cost. It started with small injustices that built up over time, like bricks in a wall. When I was 6, I saved my allowance for months to buy a shiny red bicycle, the first thing that felt truly mine. Logan saw it and threw a tantrum in the driveway. Mom picked him up, soothing him. "Logan needs this bike to learn balance and get strong for sports. Nicole, be a good big sister and let him have it. He needs the opportunities to grow." I handed it over without a fight, watching him pedal away while I walked to school. That phrase, "Logan needs the opportunities," became Mom's mantra, etched into every decision. By elementary school, the pattern deepened. I excelled in art class, with my drawings earning praise from teachers who suggested advanced classes. But when Logan struggled with basic spelling in kindergarten, Dad pulled me aside after dinner. "Your brother needs extra tutoring to catch up," he said firmly. "Switch your art funds to his lessons. Family comes first, D?" I nodded, scraping together my piggy bank savings, $50 I had earned mowing lawns, to pay for Logan's sessions. Mom beamed at him during report card nights. "Look at our little genius shining." Mine went unnoticed, tucked away in a drawer. Middle school brought even bigger sacrifices. I was accepted into a prestigious summer camp, a full scholarship that promised college credits. Logan, on the other hand, wanted to join the soccer team but lacked the proper gear. Mom sat me down in the kitchen, her eyes pleading. "Logan needs this sport to build leadership skills for the business world." "The camp can wait. Your brother can't help him, Nicole." I forfeited the camp, using the stipend money to buy him cleats, a jersey, and shin guards. Over family barbecues, Dad would boast, "Logan's going to be a star athlete and CEO someday." My straight A report card? "That's nice, dear. Pass the potatoes." High school was relentless. I applied to top universities, earning early acceptance to NYU for graphic design. But when Logan was rejected from his first-choice prep school, Dad called a family meeting in the living room. "Son, this is your path to success," he said, clapping Logan on the shoulder. Turning to me, he added, "Nicole, defer NYU, work part-time, and save for his tuition." "He needs this more," Mom chimed in. "Exactly. Logan needs the opportunities to network and shine. You're strong. You can handle community college." I delayed my dreams by a year, flipping burgers at a local diner to fund his enrollment. Graduation photos showed Logan in cap and gown, Mom and Dad hugging him tightly. I stood off to the side, smiling faintly. Aunt Joan, Mom's younger sister, a no-nonsense accountant living in Durham, was the only one who saw through the favoritism. She visited every Christmas, watching with narrowed eyes as the pattern played out. One holiday, after Logan snatched my new sketchbook to doodle in without asking, Joan pulled me into the guest room. "Nicole, this isn't right," she whispered urgently. Your parents are poisoning you with this sacrifice for Logan nonsense. He's not helpless. He's spoiled. Don't give up your future for him. Set boundaries now, or you'll regret it forever. I shrugged it off, whispering back, But Aunt Joan, he's my brother. Family helps family, she squeezed my hand. Family doesn't mean one-sided. You're worth more than being their doormat. Her words lingered, but I pushed them down, loyal to the end. College flew by in a haze of loans and night shifts while I sent Logan care packages for his dorm. After graduating at 22, I hustled as a freelance designer in Raleigh, building a portfolio from scratch. By 28, my business was thriving. That's when Logan, fresh out of business school at 24, launched his startup, a tech platform for local contractors. He called me one rainy evening. Sis, I need seed money to get off the ground. Remembering Aunt Joan's warning, I hesitated. But Mom phoned right after. Logan needs this investment to prove himself. $3,000 a quarter. It's nothing for you now. Help your brother succeed, Dad added in a text. Don't let us down, Nicole. Against my better judgment, I agreed. For 3 years, I wired $3,000 every 3 months, totaling over $108,000 straight from my earnings. Logan updated me sporadically. Apps growing thanks to you. But gratitude was sparse. Texts at best. Family gatherings reinforced it. I'd arrive with gifts, only for Mom to say, Logan's the real provider someday. I felt less like a sister and more like a walking bank account. My sacrifices fueled his path while mine vanished into the ether. Aunt Joan tried again last year, over coffee. Stop the checks, Nicole. They've turned you into their ATM. Logan won't learn if you keep bailing him out. I sighed. Aunt Joan, I can't abandon him. She shook her head. Abandon? You're saving yourself. Those early years shaped everything that followed in my career. In recent years, I poured my energy into building a thriving freelance design career right in the heart of downtown Raleigh. Starting with small gigs for local coffee shops, I quickly scaled up, landing contracts with major brands like Adobe Collaborators and Raleigh's Tech Incubators. By age 30, my annual income hit $120,000. Steady, flexible, and all mine. I outfitted my home studio with top-tier software, attended design conferences in Austin and New York, and even collaborated on a city mural project that made the local news. Clients raved about my branding work. Nicole's vision transformed our startup overnight. Independence felt empowering. I was finally calling the shots. Yet amid this success, my financial support for my brother Logan's startup never wavered. Every quarter, I'd transfer $3,000 from my hard-earned accounts to fuel his app development. Emails from him arrived like clockwork, funds received pushing forward. But thanks were non-existent. No holiday cards, no, "Hey sis, you're the best" texts, just demands for the next round. Mom Betty would follow up with a call. Logan says the wire cleared. Good job. Keep it coming. Dad William texted his approvals. Solid move for the family biz. It stung, but I rationalized it as an investment in our shared future. Family holidays amplified the imbalance, turning gatherings into showcases of Logan's glory. While I played servant, take Thanksgiving 2 years ago at Mom and Dad's sprawling backyard in Cary. I arrived at dawn, sleeves rolled up, prepping the feast, brining the 20-pound turkey, chopping vegetables for stuffing, setting 3 long tables with autumn centerpieces. Hours later, sweat-soaked, I called out for help. Brother Logan strolled in at noon, fresh from a gym session, flashing his protein shake. Smells great. Who's cooking? Mom hugged him. Our star entrepreneur. Sit. Relax. You've earned it after that investor pitch. Dad clapped his back. Tell us about the funding round. Meanwhile, I plated the meal, served wine, and cleared dishes. Mid-conversation, unseen, Logan dominated the table. App downloads hit 5,000 this month. Cheers erupted. My contribution went unnoticed. Mom glanced over. Nicole, more gravy, she said, with no mention of my promotion that funded half the bird as pie was sliced. Dad raised a glass to Logan, celebrating his role in building our legacy. I smiled through gritted teeth, stacking plates alone in the kitchen. Birthdays followed the same script. Last summer, it was Mom's 60th at a rented venue downtown. I handled logistics, booked the caterer, designed custom invitations, and coordinated the playlist. Logan showed up empty-handed, 45 minutes late. Traffic, he shrugged. Mom lit the candles. Make a wish, Logan. You're next for a blowout. Guests toasted him for inspiring us all. I refilled drinks and wiped spills. When I sat briefly, Dad whispered, Nicole, the cake's uneven. Fix it. Aunt Joan caught my eye across the room, mouthing, You okay? I nodded, but inside resentment brewed. Last fall, William's birthday was worse. At their Charlotte condo, I drove 3 hours to bake his favorite pecan pie from scratch and organize a surprise barbecue. Logan flew in for one night, gifting a cheap tie. Dad unwrapped it. Perfect. Shows your business savvy. My pie? Tastes fine. Throughout grilling, Logan fielded calls. Investors love the pitch deck. Mom beamed. Our boys, unstoppable. I manned the grill, flipped burgers, fetched beers, no break. The evening wound down with Dad's speech. Logan's the future, he said. Proud doesn't cover it. I loaded the car alone. Pie tin empty. These events piled on one another, eroding my sense of worth. Mom dismissed my complaints over the phone. You're so capable, Nicole. Logan needs to focus on big things. Dad emailed, Appreciate the help behind the scenes. Behind the scenes, I was the engine. Logan's updates glossed over me. Social posts credited investors, never naming me. Friends asked, How's family? I'd force a laugh. Great. Logan's killing it. The exploitation crystallized during a quick New Year's brunch at home. I brought gourmet quiches, arranged flowers. Logan arrived with takeout coffee, proclaiming a new app feature launching with a 1 million user goal. Applause. Mom, genius. As I cleared plates, she added, Nicole, vacuum later. No one noticed my award-winning logo design in the paper that morning. Aunt Joan confronted me after brunch in the driveway. This servitude ends now. Your success funds their ego. Demand respect, she urged. I murmured. But Dad says family pitches in. One-way streets aren't family, she retorted. Her pushback echoed, but inertia held. The constant belittling fueled quiet fury. My designs won accolades, yet Logan's app stagnated without my cash. Still, praise flowed his way, while my efforts remained invisible. I journaled late into the night. Am I sister or staff? The injustice grew, nodding toward an inevitable clash. Mom and Dad's minimization, it's just helping, masked the truth. I was their utility player, not an equal. That Saturday evening, I arrived early to set up the birthday party for Logan. The sun dipped low over the suburban neighborhood, casting a warm golden hue across Mom Betty's front yard in Raleigh. I pulled into the driveway at 4:15 p.m. My trunk was loaded with supplies I'd picked up myself. A stack of white linen tablecloths, flickering citronella candles in glass jars, fresh wildflower bouquets from the local market, and a cooler packed with marinated ribs, potato salad, and coleslaw I'd prepped in my apartment kitchen that morning. No one else was there yet. Dad William was still on his way from a client meeting in Charlotte, and the guests, cousin Patricia Walsh and Logan's buddy Kevin Dunn, hadn't arrived. I rolled up my sleeves and got to work transforming the patchy grass into an inviting outdoor space. First, I hauled out the folding picnic table from the garage, wiping it down with a damp cloth until it gleamed. I spread the tablecloths evenly, securing them with clips against the evening breeze. Then, I arranged the flower centerpieces in mismatched vases I'd borrowed from my place. Next came the place settings. Bamboo plates, silverware wrapped in napkins, and name cards I'd handwritten on cardstock. Logan's at the head, of course. By 5:30, I fired up the charcoal grill, flipping the ribs every few minutes while monitoring the internal temperature with a meat thermometer. Smoke curled upward as I tossed garlic bread slices onto the grates, the savory aroma filling the air. I darted back to the table to chill the drinks. Bottles of craft IPA, sparkling water, and a pitcher of homemade lemonade infused with mint leaves. Sweeping the patio, stringing fairy lights across the oak tree branches, and misting the chairs with fabric spray took another hour. By 7 p.m., the setup was magazine-worthy, every detail polished from 4 solid hours of solo effort. Headlights finally swept the street at 7:45 p.m. Logan sauntered in with Kevin Dunn, his best friend from business school. Both were in crisp button-downs and carrying nothing but 6-packs of beer. No birthday candles, no side dish contributions, just laughter as they bypassed the grill entirely and plopped onto the Adirondack chairs I'd just arranged. "Sup, sis?" Logan called lazily, cracking open a can without glancing at the spread. Kevin fist bumped him. "Dude, smells good." "Who cooked?" Mom Betty emerged from the house, spotting Logan first. Her face lit up like she'd won the lottery. "Oh, my handsome boy, you made it. Look at you, all grown up and successful. Come here, let Mom hug you." She enveloped him in a bear hug, cooing over his new watch and tousled hair, completely ignoring the sweat stains on my shirt or the tongs still in my hand. Dad William arrived minutes later, parking haphazardly and joining the circle around Logan. Cousin Patricia Walsh pulled up shortly after, her sedan crunching gravel as she waved enthusiastically at Logan from afar. I plated the ribs, steaming and glazed to perfection, and called everyone to the table at 8:15 p.m. The group settled under the twinkling lights, Mom Betty at one end, Dad at the other, Logan center stage with Kevin beside him, and Patricia across from me. Forks clinked against plates as compliments flowed, but not for the food. "Logan, tell us about that investor call yesterday," Dad prompted, eyes shining. Mom nodded vigorously. "Yes, our star entrepreneur, spill everything." Logan launched into a monologue about user metrics and pivot strategies, the table hanging on his every word while my coleslaw sat untouched beside Patricia. Halfway through dessert, strawberry shortcake layered with whipped cream and fresh berries, Logan spotted the apron I'd discarded on a chair arm after grilling. He snatched it up with a grin, dangling it like a trophy before tossing it directly into my lap. "Hey, Nicole, you should stick to playing maid. Can't have you sitting at the big table with us. Maids don't eat with the family, right?" His tone dripped with sarcasm, eyes gleaming with mischief as he leaned back, expecting applause. The table erupted. Mom Betty slapped her knee, laughing. "Oh, Logan, you're too funny." "Spot on," Dad William chuckled deeply. Classic Logan wit. Cousin Patricia Walsh covered her mouth, giggling uncontrollably. "I can't breathe," Kevin Dunn roared, high-fiving Logan. "Burn, savage man!" Humiliation burned through me like wildfire. Years of silent endurance flashed before my eyes. I rose slowly, my voice steady as steel. "Got it." I paused, then added, "And those quarterly support payments stop, too." Without breaking eye contact, I pulled out my phone, opened the banking app, and navigated to our shared startup account. One tap closed it permanently. Funds frozen, access revoked, with a confirming chime echoing in the sudden hush. I dropped the apron on the tablecloth, turned on my heel, and walked to my car. The engine hummed to life as their stunned faces faded in the rear view. Tires crunched gravel as I left the driveway. Tears stung, but resolve hardened. The wound ached, yet freedom surged stronger, a decisive break from the chains. Late that Saturday night, my phone began buzzing nonstop. I slumped onto my apartment couch, the leather cool against my flushed skin, staring at the skyline lights flickering through the window. The device in my hand lit up like a fireworks display. 14 missed calls from Logan in the last 20 minutes. 9 from Mom Betty, and a barrage of texts piling up faster than I could scroll. Logan's first message screamed in all caps. "What the hell? Undo that transfer block now. My app launches tomorrow." Mom's followed suit. "Nicole, call back immediately. Logan needs that money to pay developers. You're breaking his heart. Fix this." Another message from Logan. "You owe me $3,000 quarterly." "Don't make me beg, sis." Then Mom again. "Be responsible for once. Resume the payments or don't bother calling us family." My thumb hovered over the screen, pulse steady despite the chaos. When Logan's name flashed for the 15th time at 11:47 p.m., I swiped to answer, putting it on speaker. His voice exploded through the speaker. "Nicole, you selfish. Reopen that account right now. My team's waiting on payroll. Your stunt just tanked everything." I leaned back, tone ice cold and even. "Wrong number. The maid has quit for good." A stunned pause hung in the air. Then he sputtered, "What? This isn't funny. Send the money." I pressed end call without another word, powering off the phone entirely. Silence enveloped the room, a balm after the storm. No more vibrations, just my measured breaths, affirming the boundary I'd finally enforced. Sunday morning dawned gray and overcast, but the digital fallout hit like a thunderclap. At 9:02 a.m., a notification pinged from Facebook. Logan had posted a lengthy rant on his profile, visible to 500 plus connections, including my professional network. The header read, "Betrayed by family, my own sister destroyed my startup dream." The body detailed, "Nicole Perry cut off my funding mid-launch, leaving me high and dry. She's jealous of my success and sabotaged everything I've built." Who does that to their brother? "Car family drama startup fail." "Hush, greedy sibling. Neat." He attached a screenshot of our old transfer history, cropped to hide context, and a mock graph showing projected revenue crash due to her betrayal. By noon, comments flooded in, 127 reactions, mostly thumbs down emojis aimed at me. "Nicole sounds toxic," unfollowed by a mutual friend. "As a freelancer myself, she's unprofessional." "Steer clear," posted a Raleigh graphic designer I'd collaborated with once. Another, "Heard she's unreliable." Cancelled my logo order. My inbox pinged with 3 client inquiries turning sour. Saw the post. "Is this true? Need to pause our project?" The smear spread to LinkedIn by 2 p.m., where Logan cross-posted, "Lesson learned. Even family can derail your entrepreneurial journey. Thanks to Nicole for the reality check." Views climbed to 300, with endorsements from his investor circle. "Tough break, man. Nicole's loss." My freelance profile notification spiked. 2 potential gigs withdrew via email. Reputation concerns after the post. "We'll seek elsewhere." A third client, a local boutique, messaged, "Love your work, but the drama, reconsidering." Revenue projections dipped by $4,500 in lost contracts. My carefully curated testimonials now overshadowed by viral negativity. I drafted a calm response template. "This is a private family matter. My work remains top quality." But I held off posting, knowing it would only fuel the fire. Amid the wreckage, my phone powered back on at 4:15 p.m., revealing a voicemail from Aunt Joan, time-stamped 3:42 p.m. I hit play, her familiar Durham accent filling the space. "Nicole, it's your Aunt Joan. I saw Logan's garbage post. Don't you dare waver. I've watched this favoritism poison your family since you were knee-high. Remember when Logan was 10 and wrecked your science fair project, and Mom blamed you for not supervising? Wacky. Or high school, when he totaled Dad's car, and you covered the deductible from your savings. Betty always excused him. Boys will be boys. He needs chances. William, too, calling you the steady one while pumping Logan up. It's been decades of them propping him on your back. You cutting ties, that's courage, not cruelty. Stand firm. Block them all. Focus on your designs. I'm proud of you. Call if you need me." Her words washed over me like a lifeline, validating every buried grievance without judgment. Emboldened, I followed her advice, blocked Logan, Mom and Dad across platforms, archived the defamatory posts for records, and emailed my top clients a neutral update, emphasizing ongoing deliverables. The initial backlash stung, sleepless hours, refreshing feeds, stomach knotted over income dips. But Aunt Joan's steady voice echoed, turning pain into power. My resolve solidified. There was no turning back from this line in the sand. On Monday, an email arrived from one of Logan's business partners. The subject line blinked in my inbox at 8:47 a.m. Connect our project update. Urgent. The sender, Mark Hayes, was a venture capitalist I'd never met but knew from Logan's occasional boasts. I clicked open, coffee mug steaming beside my laptop. "Dear Nicole," it began. "I'm writing regarding the Connect Our app partnership. Due to sudden funding shortfalls reported over the weekend, we're forced to withdraw our $50,000 commitment effective immediately. Logan mentioned your decision to halt quarterly contributions as the trigger. Our due diligence can't proceed without stable capital. Regretfully, teaming with unstable ventures risks too much. Best, Mark Hayes." Hayes Ventures attached was a formal termination letter, stamped and notarized, citing financial unreliability as the clause. I forwarded it to my records folder, a quiet vindication settling in. Logan's startup, once hyped as the next big thing, teetered on collapse without my lifeline. Aunt Joan texted me a summary of the morning's chaos at Mom's house, pieced together from her own eavesdropping and neighbor gossip. Mom Betty had spent the early hours railing to anyone who would listen. First to the mailman, then over coffee with a friend, blaming me entirely for Logan's woes. "Nicole's the one who pulled the plug," she'd said, voice carrying through the open window. Now developers are bailing. The app's stalled. How could she put him through this? He's devastated, up all night staring at spreadsheets. Joan noted Mom's dramatic flair, pacing the porch with exaggerated motions, insisting I owed it to the family to reverse course. The accusations flew unchecked, painting me as the heartless saboteur, without a hint of self-reflection. Dad William's truck rumbled into the driveway that afternoon, back early from his Charlotte site visits. Aunt Joan had driven over unannounced, spilling the full story during lunch at Mom's kitchen table. The apron insult, account closure, Logan's meltdown. I watched via a discreet video call Joan set up on her phone, hidden in her purse. Dad burst through the door, face drawn from the drive, dropping his briefcase with a thud. "Joan, what the hell is this about Nicole sabotaging Logan?" he demanded, his voice booming. Joan stood firm, arms crossed. "William, sit down. Nicole finally stood up to decades of your favoritism." He paced, ignoring her. "She cut the support. Selfish move. Logan's dream is in ruins. The family's torn apart because she couldn't suck it up one more quarter. She's hurting us all." Joan fired back, volume rising to match. "Selfish? William, you've babied Logan since birth. Extra allowances, forgiven wrecks, overlooked lies, while Nicole scraped by. Remember her college loans? You refused to help. Or Logan's gambling debts you hid. She's the backbone, not the villain. Cutting ties protects her. You're the one damaging the family with this bias." Dad slammed his fist on the counter. "Stay out of it, Joan. You're not blood here. Nicole's actions are unforgivable. She owes Logan stability," Dad said. Joan didn't flinch. "Blood. I'm defending the one whose blood is for this family. Nicole's right to walk away. Support her or lose her too," Mom interjected weakly from the corner. "William, you're overreacting." But Dad waved her off, storming to call Logan, leaving Joan to text me. Held the line. "Proud of you." By evening, word of the fallout rippled through Logan's circle. His phone buzzed incessantly. Texts from college buddies. "Dude, heard Connect tanked." "Your sister's fault. Unfriending." A group chat screenshot Joan forwarded showed Logan's always playing the victim. Lost respect. Investors emailed pullouts. Reputation hit from public drama. Can't associate. His co-founder messaged Logan, "Without funds, I'm out. Good luck solo." Creditors piled on. $15,000 bank loan overdue, $8,200 to freelance coders demanding payment for Thyron, $500 maxed on ads. By 7, Hermier's PM Logan posted a frantic status. "Need bridge funding ASAP. DM offers." 0 responses. Friends distanced. Kevin Dunn unfollowed on Instagram, muttering to mutuals, "Logan's ventures always flop over it." Another Palak's roommate. Tyler tweeted, "Backed Logan once, won't again after this mess." His professional network shrank. LinkedIn connections dropped 40 overnight. Job leads dried up as whispers of unreliable founder spread in Raleigh tech meetups. Debts mounted like snowdrifts. An eviction notice threatened for his loft. Utilities cut off looming for his place. Car repossessed, whispers from the bank. Logan called a mutual acquaintance in desperation. "Lend me $2K. Sis wrecked me." The reply, "Handle your own chaos, man." Isolation closed in. Party invites vanished, weekend plans ghosted. His once vibrant feed went dark, replaced by pawnshop visits for gadgets. The golden boy stripped barefaced, the mirror of consequences. The startup dissolved. The future uncertain, all propped on borrowed time, now crumbled. By Wednesday, a call came from an unknown number. The screen displayed a Durham area code at 2:13 p.m. I answered cautiously, expecting a client. "Nicole Perry, this is Sarah Blake, attorney at law, representing your brother Logan Perry in a potential civil suit." Her voice was clipped, professional. "We're preparing to file for breach of financial commitment. You've disrupted his startup by terminating quarterly support, causing verifiable damages exceeding $75,000 in lost opportunities. Cease any further interference and reinstate funds within 48 hours, or we will proceed to small claims court." I gripped the phone tighter. "On what grounds? Show me the contract." A pause crackled the line. "Well, it's a verbal agreement, a family understanding. No formal document yet, but emails confirm the pattern. Judges recognize implied obligations." I pressed, Implied without signatures? It's unenforceable, I said flatly. Sarah stammered. We have transfer records as evidence of intent. This isn't advice. Consider mediation, I replied. Consult your ethics board. Threats without basis waste time. She ended abruptly. Expect papers soon. No follow-up arrived. The bluff dissolved into silence, Logan's desperation masquerading as legal muscle. At 4:05 p.m., an email pinged from Mom Betty's address, the first direct contact since the blocks. The subject: Please read from Mom. Dearest Nicole, it opened sweetly. I'm so sorry for the pain at Logan's party. I love you and regret any hurt, but your actions created this mess. Partners fleeing Logan in despair. If you'd continued support, none of this chaos would have happened. Please forgive my words. Resume payments to heal our family. Love, Mom. The apology twisted midway. You caused unnecessary trouble. Logan can't rebuild alone. I archived it unread by recipients. The insincere pivot confirmed her unchanged stance. Words of regret laced with blame. No true accountability. Brother Logan escalated digitally by 6 owner zones, unleashing a fresh Instagram story series tagged Justice for Logan. Viewed by 1,200 followers, including my design collaborators. The first slide read, Sister sabotage continues, now dodging lawyers. She knew my app depended on her. Jealousy killed it. Toxic family. The second, a blurred photo of eviction papers with the caption, Homeless because of Nicole. Freelancers beware her drama. The third, poll. Should I sue my sibling? Yes, 82%. Comments surged. Nicole Perry, that graphic designer blacklisting her portfolio. A former client reposted, dropped her mid-revision after this. Unstable. By 8:00 p.m., 2 active proposals vanished from my Upwork dashboard. My profile was flagged for controversy. Bids revoked. A newsletter subscriber emailed, unsubscribing. Your name's toxic now. Portfolio views plummeted. 60% of inquiries halted. A $6,200 branding gig was canceled outright, citing public image risks. Logan's narrative snowballed, and my professional facade cracked under relentless online shrapnel. Dad Williams summoned reinforcements via group email to the family chain, bypassing the blocks. The subject: Mandatory family meeting Thursday, 7:00 p.m., attendance required. The body of the email read, Nicole, your selfishness shattered our unity. Logan suffers, business gone, debts mounting, all from one rash choice. Attend and apologize publicly. Restore support or face permanent rift. Aunt Joan forwarded it to me with a thumbs-up emoji confirming her presence. The evening unfolded in Mom's stuffy living room, tension thick as fog. Dad stood at the mantel, arms folded. Nicole, look what you've done. Family divided. Logan's life destroyed. No more excuses. Beg forgiveness now. Restart those checks. Unity demands sacrifice from you. Logan slouched on the couch, eyes red-rimmed. Yes, sis. Say sorry and pay up. Mom nodded faintly. For harmony, dear. Aunt Joan rose like a storm, voice thunderous. Enough, William. This isn't unity, it's control. Nicole endured your blind favoritism. Logan's free rides while she funded everything. She's not apologizing. You're the ones who owe her. Stand down or I'm walking with her. Dad barked. Joan, butt out. This is Perry business. Joan shot back. Perry business? You've poisoned it with bias. Extra cash for his failures. Silence on hers. Nicole's the survivor here. I stand with her 100%, Logan muttered. Traitor aunt. But Joan ignored him, linking arms with me. We're leaving together. Mom whimpered. Please don't split us. Dad's face purpled. Fine, go, but you're dead to this family. The door slammed behind us. Joan's grip steady as drama peaked in fractured echoes. That Thursday evening, I drove to Mom's house for the family meeting. The familiar porch light glowed dimly as I parked at 6:55 p.m., the air thick with unspoken dread. Inside, Mom Betty's living room, shadows danced from the single lamp. Dad William loomed by the fireplace. Brother Logan sprawled on the armchair. Mom perched on the edge of the sofa. Aunt Joan sat beside the empty spot she'd saved for me, her nod a silent anchor. I took the seat, the door clicking shut behind me like a final seal. Dad cleared his throat, launching without preamble. Nicole, your ego exploded. Our family, selfish from day one, cutting Logan's lifeline, ignoring his pain. I stand with Betty and Logan. You're the problem, not us. Admit it and stop this nonsense. Mom averted her eyes, twisting a napkin. Logan glared, fists clenched. Yeah, sis. Your fault entirely. Aunt Joan surged to her feet, eyes blazing. William, that's rich coming from you. This family's rotten with favoritism. Logan's every whim indulged, Nicole's erased. You skipped her art shows for his games, funded his parties, not her books. Betty, you cooed over his scrapes while scolding her triumphs. It's toxic, pure poison. Nicole's reclaiming her life. You're the wreckers here. Dad jabbed a finger. Lies. Logan needed building. She's always been stubborn. Joan laughed bitterly. Stubborn? Try exploited, face it. You chose him over her every time. Logan bolted upright, chair scraping. Screw this. I'm out. Aunt Joan, you're delusional. He stormed through the kitchen. Back door slamming, truck engine roaring away into the night. Mom Betty froze, mouth parted in silence, tears tracing silent paths down her cheeks. No words, just a hollow stare at the floor. The room pulsed with absence. Dad's bluster deflated into heavy breaths. I rose steadily, voice clear and unyielding. This ends now. I'm cutting all ties. No calls, no visits, no holidays. My energy goes to my career, my designs, my fresh start. You've chosen sides. I've chosen peace. Aunt Joan clasped my hand. Damn right, kiddo. Dad sputtered. You'll regret it. Family's everything. I met his gaze. Not this one. We walked out together, gravel crunching underfoot, the house shrinking in the mirror. In the weeks that followed, Logan's spiral deepened into freefall. Creditors hounded him relentlessly. $22,000 in unpaid server fees led to a total app shutdown. $9,300 to marketing vendors sparked collection calls at dawn. $1,750 in personal loans ballooned with penalties. He pawned his gaming setup for $800, then his watch for $450, crashing on Kevin's couch after eviction. Kevin, now distant, charged rent after 2 weeks. Job applications to tech firms bounced back. Prior ventures were unstable, declined. Freelance coding gigs dried up amid whispers of a deadbeat founder. By month's end, bankruptcy loomed. He texted a distant cousin, rock bottom. Any couch space? Isolation gripped him. Once bustling socials were now barren. Mom Betty and Dad William standing in the Raleigh community crumbled like dry leaves. Neighbors pieced together the saga from Joan's discreet shares and Logan's erratic posts. The Golden family was more like dysfunctional. At the local grocery, a cashier whispered to Mom, "Heard about your son. Sorry." Dad's construction bids faltered. Clients cited personal distractions and rejections. Church friends distanced themselves, offering prayers for your drama. Betty's book club dissolved after gossip sessions. William's golf buddies teased, favoritism backfired, huh? Their holiday cards went unanswered, invitations ignored, reputation tarnished, whispers following every step. For me, liberation bloomed vivid and real. With Aunt Joan's unwavering cheer, weekly brunches at her Durham spot, and texts of "you're soaring," I channeled my focus into work. I signed a $55,000 rebrand for a wellness brand, portfolio refreshed with bold abstracts. I booked a solo retreat to Asheville, sketching under mountain skies. Income rebounded. 8 hours, $900 in new retainers, collaborations with ethical creatives. Sleepless nights yielded to deep rest. Mirrors reflected lighter eyes, unburdened shoulders. Joan's hug at our last coffee. See, freedom suits you. Gratitude swelled, not for loss, but for release. The lesson? Self-respect is the key to true happiness. Even when family turns against you, it demands tough choices. Boundaries over blood, peace over pretense. Don't dim your light to fuel another's fire. If they've undervalued you, walk away. Build your empire unapologetically. I've never felt more alive. Thank you for joining this journey. Remember, your worth isn't their vote. Prioritize you.